Assalamu alaikum. Direction of prayer. Al-Qiblah. Looking at the sun while it is on top of Al-Kaaba. Is it really a strong method? Some claim that only 2 days a year the sun will be over Mecca and it will be visible on the northeastern horizon of North America. Therefore, they adopted the deviated direction northeast from the USA and Canada. They relied on some studies made by late scholars such as Ar-Razi that this method may work anywhere in the world. Ar-Razi was a Shafi scholar who was born in the year 1149 and died in the year 1210 solar year. However, North America was discovered more than 250 years after Ar-Razi's death. Therefore, his method mentioned in his book was not specifically referring to the United States and Canada, as may some people claim. Even though his method may work on neighboring cities near Mecca. But know for sure, it has many flaws when it is solely used in reference to farther cities that are located on the other side of the globe, such as the United States and Canada. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ resided in Mecca most of his life, for 53 years, and surely he knew about such days when the sun is right above Al-Kaaba. He never mentioned such method. And if truly this is the strongest method, as some claim, then the Prophet would have surely mentioned it and taught it to the companions. After migration from Mecca, traveling north to Medina, the Prophet ﷺ may build his mosque, and he directed it toward the south. If the sun method was so practical, he would have used it and taught it to the companions. But rather, he used the method of finding the east from the west and directing his mosque to the opposite direction facing Al-Kaaba, as it was narrated by At-Tirmidhi and others, that the Prophet said, Ma bayn al-mashriqi wal-maghribi qibla means the Qibla is between the east and the west, referring to the direction of prayer for the people of Al-Madinah as As-Suyuti explained. And this was clarified by the son of Ibn Omar, the son of the great companion. Explaining the hadith, he pointed out his hands toward the sunrise and sunset and said, You make the west on your right, and the east on your left. You will face Al-Qiblah, which means facing into the south direction. Based on his understandings, how the Prophet ﷺ determined the direction of the prayer. Abu Hanifa reported that the people who resides on the opposite side of Mecca direct themselves toward it. Therefore, people of the north of Mecca pray south and vice versa, and people of East Mecca pray west and vice versa, and reported it as this by consensus. Ijma. Ash-Shafi, who was the founder of his own school, Mazhab, and whom Ar-Razi himself follows, never mentioned in his book, called Alum, that using the sun only to determine the direction is a valid method. Rather, he followed the way Prophet Muhammad determined the Qibla, by relying on the star in the sun to know how far north or south of Al-Kaaba, and if you are east or west of it. Wa bin-najmi-hum yahtadun. The early scholars said the North Star is strongest tool to use in determining the Qibla. Another reason why it is invalid to rely only on observing the sunrise from the USA and Canada on those specific 2 days is the fact, when the sun over Mecca, it will not cover the whole globe. Therefore, only small portion of North America, eastern side, will be visible when the sun exactly on top of Mecca at noon. If the world is all flat, then this method works perfectly. But since this is not the case, this method will only work on in nearby surrounding cities by Mecca. To help in understanding this point better, let's imagine that the earth is a square. To direct yourself to Mecca from a city in the USA, it will be very clear on the square box that the direction cannot be except one direction, southeast. No matter how hard you try to calculate, otherwise you will only have southeast as a direction. But if you use the sun method, by facing the sun instead, then the direction will show northeast, which is clearly wrong direction and deceiving. Why? Because of the curvature of this diagram, that Mecca and North America don't lie flat on the same surface side. Let's use a box to see it more clear. We use 2 pins placed on top of each locations. The yellow pin represents the sun over Mecca, and the red pin, placed on a city located in the USA, North America. As you see, top view shows, it is very clear that the direction is southeast only. However, if you point your view directly at the yellow pin representing the sun, it will deceive you. It will show northeast, while you know for a fact the direction is not northeast if used a box as an example. Again, the cause of this confusion is the curve that North America lies on a different surface than the side of Mecca. That's why this method will not work from North America. This wrong direction will show as well on the globe, as you can see. In conclusion, the USA and Canada located northwest of Mecca. This is clearly determined from the sun in the North Star. As Abu Hanifa stated, we face opposite direction, which in this case, southeast. Praise be to Allah that He made this religion easy to follow, and not complicated as others may want it to.